What's up, guys? I hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. It is so nice outside, and I was like, it's a perfect day to actually do a video since we haven't done one in so long. It's so nice to finally be back and be able to talk to you guys. So I hope everyone is doing well, especially with this time. But today I'm bringing you guys something totally different than what I'm actually used to. I'm bringing you guys something to do with cooking. So I was thinking, I was craving Popeyes today, and then I was craving the potatoes from KFC, and I was like, I want Popeyes biscuits. So I was like, why not do a mashup of Popeyes meets KFC? So what I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be walking you through the whole meal. I'm gonna make fried chicken, my take of Popeyes version. I'm gonna make biscuits, macaroni and cheese, and mashed potatoes and gravy. Make sure you guys stay tuned, and make sure you guys subscribe if you guys already have it, and enjoy. Alright guys, so what you're going to want to do is grab your chicken. You're going to grab some buttermilk and hot sauce. I use Frank's because I like the taste of it. All you're going to do for this brining part is you're going to pour the buttermilk over the chicken until it's just covered, and then add the hot sauce. And the more you add, the hotter it will be. And then you're going to want to add about a tablespoon of kosher salt if you have it. Table salt works as well. And then what you're going to want to do is just put it in the fridge for 12 hours. If you can't do 12 hours, keep it for at least 3. The next part, I just do my seasonings. I really eyeball it. So I do about a half a tablespoon. What you're going to want to use is some onion powder, some white pepper, some garlic powder, cayenne pepper, some ground cumin, some ground mustard, some ground turmeric, and some dill weed. That's important as well. And then you're going to want to add some celery salt and then about a tablespoon and a half of sugar. And then once that, you just add some salt in. It's really to taste. I try it out to see how I like it, and you're just going to want to mix it all up. Alright, so this is the two-part batter mix, the wet and the dry. So for the dry stuff, you're going to want to start with 3 cups of flour, a half a cup of cornstarch sifted, so that guarantees that there's no lumps or clumps in your batter mix. And then when you're done sifting that, what you're going to want to do is add in about a teaspoon of baking soda. And what you're gonna want to do is just get that half of the seasoning that you used, that you just made, and then sift that into the mix, and then mix that all together and put it to the side. Alright, next you're gonna want to get 3 large eggs in a bowl. You're gonna want to mix those together, and then add 3 tablespoons of water. Alright, for the next part, what you're gonna want to do is get a non-stick baking sheet. You're just going to want to lay out all the chicken on it, and that extra half of the seasoning that you have that you just made, you're going to want to sprinkle on top of all the chicken. Make sure it's coated evenly on each side. Get everywhere. Alright, so the next thing I do is I'm going to end up doing a double batter. So you're going to want to grab your chicken, first put it into the flour mix you made. Then once it's nice and coated and you get off the excess flour, you're just going to want to put it into the egg mixture. Make sure that you get all the extra egg off of it, otherwise it's just going to be clumpy on it. And then you're going to want to put it back into the flour mixture. Once you put it all over and then you take off the excess flour on it, you're just going to want to put it on the baking sheet and then repeat with the rest of the chicken. Once all the chicken's done, what you're going to want to do is throw it into the fridge for about an hour. I usually do this because it makes the chicken a lot crispier, in my opinion. So you could put it in the fridge or you could cook it right as soon as you do the batter. Alright, and then we're going to be doing the biscuits. You want to start with about 2 cups of flour, add in a tablespoon of sugar. You're going to want to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and then a half a teaspoon of baking soda. You're going to want to mix that all together and then get about a half a cup of butter cold and cut it into the mix. Once it's into the mix, what you're going to want to do is use a fork or a pastry blender, and you're going to want to just crumble it with it, just like I'm doing. You're just going to want to crumble it so it's nice and fine and there's no big clumps. Try not to use your hands because when you use your hands, it makes the butter melt and then it's not going to turn out as flaky. And then what you're going to want to do next is add in about a half a cup of buttermilk and then a quarter cup of milk. It doesn't matter what milk you use. And then what you're going to want to do is just mix it all together with a spoon until a dough forms. The next what you're going to want to do is just put some flour on your surface or your counter and then work the dough. What I do is I use my hands to pat down the dough. And then I use a folding technique so the dough turns out really nice when it's cooked, which you flip it halfway and then do a quarter turn. You do that about 4 or 5 times. It really makes it a nice flaky biscuit when it comes out. Alright, next you're just going to want to take anything that's like a circle shape and then just make the biscuit form. And then once you make that, you just want to take the excess dough off and then put it right onto your baking sheet. And then you're just going to want to repeat with the rest of the biscuits. After the biscuits are done, you're going to want to throw it in the oven at 400 for about 20 to 24 minutes. And then you're going to want to melt about like a tablespoon or two of butter and just dip the biscuits in, and then you have nice flaky buttery biscuits. Alright, so next is macaroni. And you're going to want to bring some elbow macaroni noodles to a boil. I use about 1.5 cups. And then once all of that's nicely boiled, make sure it's al dente. It takes about 12 minutes. You're just going to want to put a pot to about medium-high heat and add 3 tablespoons of butter or margarine. Really depends on what you have. And then you're going to want to make a roux. So you're just going to, when the butter melts, you're going to want to add 3 tablespoons of flour and mix it until it makes a paste. And then once that's good, you're going to want to add about 2 cups of milk in. And then you're going to want to mix that up until there's no clumps left. When that's done, you're going to want to add some salt and pepper. It's to taste, so you can use as much as you want. And then once that's all mixed in, you're going to want to make sure you mix it up until it's nice and thick. It usually takes about 8 minutes. You know when it's done when you take a spatula, and then when you make a line in it, it takes a little while to fold back together. Once you're done that, you can add in whatever cheese you want. I did mozzarella, cheddar, and marble. You just mix it all in, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use a whisk and pretty much just whisk it until it's a nice, smooth consistency. At this time, you could pretty much take your macaroni, your al dente macaroni, put it in and mix it all together and turn off the heat while you're doing this. Once it's all mixed in together, what you're going to want to do is get a pan that can be used in the oven. And then what you're going to do is get the macaroni from the pot and pour it right into that pan and top it with some cheese. And you're going to put it on 350 in the oven for about 20 minutes. So while the macaroni cooks, what you're going to want to do is start the potatoes and also put the oil on. The oil should reach about 340 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when you know it's good to put in, and that's when it should cook properly. You'll know when the chicken's done when it reaches the internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's when you can take them out. Alright, so then we're going to work on the potatoes. We're going to strain the potatoes that were boiling. I just like it butter and milk, add a little salt and pepper, and it's usually perfect for me. I mash it up, and then I get the consistency I want, and then it's good to go. Alright, so next we're going to make some chicken gravy. You're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter into a pot. Once that's melted down, what you're going to want to do is add in some onion powder, some thyme, some rosemary and sage. I usually do about a half a teaspoon of each in it. Then once you mix that all together, you're going to want to add about a quarter cup of flour. You're just going to whisk that in. It's going to make a thick consistency. That's what's going to be the base for the gravy. And then you're going to want to get a cup of chicken stock, or you can use a cube with some water melted in the microwave. And then you just add water to taste. And to finish off the dinner, some steamed broccoli with butter. Alright guys, before I show you guys the final product, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned something. This is my take on KFC meets Popeyes. But yes, I will show you guys, and before I go, please make sure to subscribe and turn on that post notification bell so you guys will always know when I drop a new video. But yeah, I'm about to go enjoy this food, but I'm going to show you what it looks like before I do.